This is the Lime Flavored Network. This show is brought to you by Trisha's Bakery at trishasbakery.com.
This is the Lime Flavored Show, episode 12, being broadcast and recorded live on the 25th of March, 2013. This is DJ Allen. Yeah, that's right. Settle down. Yeah. Sorry, I'm playing with some sound effects here. And I think that you'll all enjoy the sound effects as I go along, too. Yeah, see, I thought you would. So, I have a viewer. I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Hi. Gotta stop doing that. It's unprofessional. That's okay. If I look all red and flushed, it's partly because of my lighting scheme that I've got going on, but it's mostly because I just finished walking for nearly 2 miles because I've started exercising, which basically at this point is just walking. But I've worked up from walking a mile to walking a specific amount of time to now walking to a specific amount of calories burned, because our machine tells us how many calories we've burned, supposedly, to playing a game on my iPad and losing track of time and just walking as far as I feel like walking. And both last night I went farther. I walked for 47 minutes and went just a hair shy of 2 miles, and I had burned over 200 calories, because it's roughly it's round about a calorie a percentage, or a tenth of a mile, basically. So it's a little more than that, but and I'm walking at a brisk pace, I guess. And tonight I did less, but that's because I had to come up to broadcast. So, but if the game I was playing last night on my iPad is called The Silent Age. If you used to play or liked the text adventures, like Scott Adams games, like Impossible Mission or Pirate's Cove, or for those that may want a more mainstream game, Zork, and the games like that. Basically, you get a description of text, and you enter in, like, examine something in the room that it just described to you, or you get to go a certain direction, or things like that. That's what a text adventure is. The Silent Age is a text adventure that's graphical and interactive with tapping. So it's entertaining to me, and it's entertaining enough to where Trisha is now playing it. So it's addictive. Unfortunately, they don't have more than what I've already completed done, and now I must anxiously wait for the next chapter to come out. So that is not yet available, but they are asking for donations to get it out earlier, and at this point, I don't know about the donating, but I wouldn't mind donating because it was entertaining, and I am interested in seeing where the story's going. So hopefully they do put out more. I mean, if they put out a second episode and it's just as engaging or more engaging than the one that I just finished, I would absolutely go for it. So it's if you look for it on your iDevices, it is The Silent Age by House on Fire Media, I believe, or House on Fire. The logo is a house, and it's on fire, and it says House on Fire. So you should just kind of know that. So with this exercising, I have it's helping me lose weight. For those of you that don't know, I do work for the Postal Service, so I deliver mail. Now I end up collecting all the mail in the morning, sorting it, packing it all up, and delivering it. But my delivering is 90% sitting down, basically sedentary. So I'm doing I've been physically active at work as I possibly can be, and it's not gotten me anywhere. So when I started walking with Trisha, my wife, I decided that that was going to help. I mean, I wanted to do enough to basically kick my body into high gear to try to get me to the next level. So I have been losing weight. I've the last time I weighed myself, I was down a full 10 pounds. And that was even after eating and at night, which I don't normally. I weigh myself at night every once in a while just to kind of give it a check out. But I like to do it in the morning when I'm hungry and before anything happens, because it should be when you're at their lightest, or basically I want to do it at the same time all the time. And I'm only been doing it in the morning about once a week, or maybe twice a week, because I only have access to the scale twice a week. So I want to do it then. So I also wanted to put out that, if you're watching the show live, you're not going to hear the theme music, obviously. And if you're new to the show, what I do is I record broadcast, and then I'll take the video tomorrow, for instance, and I'll edit off the front part that I didn't do anything, and right after I end the show, and I'll put on a entrance, or an intro and an outro, basically to make it a full-fledged show. If you are listening to the audio, the graphics haven't changed or anything. The introductory video will have changed when you watch this or listen to this particular show, so if you wanted to check it out. But I'm sorry? Oh yeah, the the guinea pig is downstairs right now, so there's no clickety clacky of the little metal ball. But you won't hear you won't see the graphics. But for those of you listening to episode 12, the music is different. So if you go back and listen to episode 11 or earlier, you'll hear different music. The problem I've had is the music that I was using for Echoes Darkly all of a sudden came up on YouTube as third-party music, which it is, from Magnatune.com. It's called Odessia by Shiva in Exile, I believe. When I acquired Odessia, actually I have the whole Shiva in Exile album, but when I acquired it, Magnatune at that point in time had licensing information about being able to use it. So that was a long time ago, and things have changed since then. But now what's the problem is, and this is for Echoes Darkly specifically, I've been making my videos allowed to have ads on them because I'd like to make some revenue off this. If I can make revenue, I can put out more content, focus more time on that content. When a video gets flagged as third-party material found inside of it, you can't mark it for monetization. So I can't use Shiva in Exile, their music, anymore if I want to be able to make money off the videos. Now, I've put Echoes Darkly on hold for right now. I will be looking for new theme music for the future. It's disturbing because the only option I had, and for those that use YouTube to create content, you will understand this, that if it finds something in there, there's no, it's not yes, it's third party, but I have permission to use it. Is it third party? And you say yes, and that's it. You can't do anything else. Boom. So that one video, unfortunately, is flagged. The theme music before this episode for the Lime Flavored Show has been, I want to say it's Afterburner by Seismic Anomaly, also from Magnatune. And the outro is another song by Seismic Anomaly. It's basically just an instrumental guitar. In preparation for YouTube flagging these videos as third-party content found, I have decided to go out and get some royalty-free music from a site, and it's generic. So if you listen, well, and I'll get to that. I have already used at least one song that I have purchased, And the song that is purchased for this episode hopefully will not get flagged. And if it does, I am going to have to do some sort of disputing to get a resolution. Basically say, no, it's not third party, and go from there to figure out how to undo the damage. I'm not using these things illegally. I'm using them, but the options to use them on YouTube aren't there. So I don't know what else to do. So you'll be seeing new stuff and hearing new stuff on our shows. I do have stuff for Limelight on Apple in 2 days to change that music and intro video. So hopefully you'll join us for that. Or if you're watching it on demand, you can watch it after the fact. All right. Also, if you are listening or watching the not live version, you will notice that the pre-roll stuff is different. The limeflavor.com identifier and the sponsorship notation is on the front, and it's different. I did listen to a version of it for the first time, just audio, and I noticed that there's a lot of dead air that can be eliminated. So I'm going to be fixing that to make it a little bit smoother in the future. So right now, it's on the one show that's posted with it. It's going to be a little wonky, and the video for that show is wonky also. Speaking of that show, the newest addition to the Lime Flavored Network is the Greatest Show Online, which is starring myself and Bob Miato. Now, Bob has joined me as a regular cast member on Echoes Darkly for the first time, and, well, at least for the foreseeable future, the only time on Echoes Darkly. Bob and I had been discussing starting a show, which is now the Greatest Show Online. That's the name of the show, and it is also the Greatest Show Online. But we were discussing it, and we finally went ahead and recorded it, and I've now discovered I can broadcast the shows live using the FaceTime format that you see in the video already. But that's the one that's got all the new stuff. It's got new music, it's got new graphics, it's got new video, it's got the pre-roll stuff on it, and I think you should check it out. It's kind of funny. The first video is a little rough, but it's the first outing. We will get better, and with any luck, we can start broadcasting live this week. Actually, I'm hoping. Bob is open to the idea. I'm open to the idea, and we'll see what we can do. The sound is a little off too, and I noticed that Google Plus Hangouts on air does a lot better with my audio than iMovie, which is what I record myself in, which is why I've had to scrap so many of I like this show, this episode number, the last episode number, and the next one I had all pre-recorded. I think those are the three, and the audio is so horrendous I can't even use it. So it's basically a complete loss, because while I can ADR it, I don't want to. And for those that aren't understanding what ADR is a film thing that happens when you're making a movie. You're not using the on-set audio. You're using the actors come back in to redub their lines. So I think it's like automatic dubbing recorder. I'm not sure what the ADR stands for, but I could do it, but I'm not going to. So I'm just going to continue doing live. So at this point, if you check the schedule on limeflavor.com, I have added dates for every show and release up through the first week of June, I believe. There is a couple of weekends that are going to be off, and there's going to be one entire week that's basically off because of unavoidable and well ahead known problems that can't be avoided. And maybe we'll even have a show during that if we can swing it. So we'll see. I wanted to touch on a couple of local disturbing things, and a local disturbing thing and something that kind of popped into my head before going into something less controversial. So first and foremost, and this does not have to do anything to do with my job, I listen to a lot of tech shows, and I hear a lot of news dealing with business on the podcasts I listen to. And what I have come to determine, and having run into people like this before, I have officially decided that in order to be in a management position, and I'm talking like not like at a restaurant and you're the manager and you've got your servers. I'm talking like larger company with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to worry about. And what I'm saying is that if you get to that level, to be a manager in a company in a situation like that, you have to have your head firmly planted up your ass, because it doesn't seem like anyone understands how to run a company, at least not effectively. And the disturbing thing is, especially with the tech news, is the ones that get canned for doing things inefficiently just go to a different company, kind of the same, but most a little different, and they end up doing the exact same thing. And for anyone that knows the saying, if you the definition of insanity is doing the same thing more than once and expecting different results. If somebody isn't doing a very efficient job running a large workforce or an entire company, you should not be able to get a similar type of job at a different company doing basically the same thing, because you don't know what you're doing. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this up is because in past interviews in local jobs that I have applied for, when I still thought that I wanted to be in a management position in a company, a lower level management position, I kept losing out to people that I discovered in hindsight are rich. Now, I found that weird that it was always somebody of not significant wealth, but I mean, bigger wealth than I have. And I did find out that apparently wealthy individuals get jobs like this over non-wealthy individuals more often than not, because they know how to talk in the interview. It doesn't matter what their skills are, because they know what questions or how to answer the questions correctly. Whether or not they actually believe the answers, they get the job. And I find that disturbing, which just reinforces the fact that these companies are hiring people that have their heads firmly lodged in their ass. I have been with companies that have had managers at a higher level with their heads firmly lodged in their ass. I have had the managers of those managers with their heads firmly lodged in their ass. I've even had my immediate supervisors at certain jobs with their heads lodged in their ass. Like I said, this is nothing to do with the post office. This is the larger, I keep hearing that, ex-CEO of whatever company, or the chief technology officer of company X moves over to company Y, which moves from a search-based company to a computer chip manufacturing company, and we're expecting great results for that person. And then 6 months down the road, you hear, oh, they got let go there too. Well, we don't understand what happened, but now he's working with company Z in basically the same position. That just boggles my mind. You need to hire people that know what they're doing, not people that know how to answer your stupid questions in your interview. And you have to know when to let these people go. You can't let them drive the thing into the ground. And it just disturbs me that people don't give chances to untested people. I mean, isn't that always the great story? Is that, hey, we've got this great employee that we've discovered has awesome management skills, so we've promoted him. Well, you can't ever do that if you're constantly hiring rich people or people with their head in their ass. It's just a note. The disturbing thing I wanted to bring up has to do with the entire state of North Dakota. Our state elected legislators have recently been discussing and have voted into law all kinds of bills banning abortion completely under any circumstances. Now, having a mostly Republican state, which is what we have in North Dakota, and a Republican governor, I do foresee the bills being signed by the governor into law, unfortunately. Now, I would hope that those who are in opposition of these measures take a hard look, like I am going to, at the district representatives that affect me directly. Now, I know that one of them definitely voted for all these bills, and he will never again receive my vote, ever, because he is not representing me. He is not representing my views. He is representing his views and his beliefs religiously. And I personally am a firm believer that if you cannot come up with a justification for something that you want to see happen without involving your religion, then you should not be in a position to make laws for others. I am not a Christian. I do not expect to be treated like a Christian because I do not want to be forced into Christian ideals and morals and laws, which is exactly what is happening here in North Dakota. We are regressing as a state. Right now, women are becoming second-class citizens if they are not already second-class citizens. They are expected to be subservient, and it's disgusting. And this is coming from a white male who will eventually be an old white male who traditionally have called the shots for the rest of the world, basically. Old white males have run the world. And I don't want to run the world because I don't think that I'm qualified to run the world. It's sad. People that I know who are out of state who are finding out about this are disgusted. If I had an easy way to pick up and move with retaining a job or finding a better job in another location, I would leave. But it's upsetting. And like I said, the people, once I find out if my district people are the ones responsible for making sure this stuff goes through, then they will never again receive my vote, ever. They can run as many times as they want, and I will never vote for them again. And I am hoping that those who are in other districts, other cities, who were part of the protests this weekend, trying to get women a better status, also join me in not voting for the people that voted this in. Because a bad problem that I see in this nation as a whole, not just the state, but this nation, is that people keep voting for the same people, expecting different results. There is no reason to have a career politician. That's not how the system was designed, so it's not how it should operate. And people need to start wising up. You want change? Vote these people out. I try to. I hope you join me too. Because basically, if they're in office right now, they're a career politician. If they're a career politician, they don't care about you. They don't care about me. They care about themselves. They care about how much they're getting paid by the interests that are funding their campaigns, because they're getting a lot of money. And that's as much as I'll talk about that. I hope you join me in voting these people out. So, on a happier, more cheerful note, I'm going to quickly run over two of the subjects that I had recorded full shows for because I want to fill some time. And it's my show, so I can do whatever I want. But first, I should say that this is brought to you by trishasbakery.com. Well, Trish's Bakery, not, well, you can find them at .com. She's got about 30 crafters, business people that make goods for her store. She has a web presence at trishasbakery.com. And I've talked about the hats in the past on this show and other shows. There's also honey and tie-dye and baby gift cakes, I think is what they are, made out of diapers and bonnets and stuff. I don't understand it, but I'm a man. There's also some jewelry, I believe, books. You can find most, if not all of it, on trishasbakery.com. TRICIA Bakery. Wait, TRICIASBAKERY.com. And it'll look different if you've been there recently, because she is currently working on making it look different. Hopefully she doesn't mind me saying that to the entire world right now, live on the air. Okay. Unless you've been living under a rock or you absolutely hate anything fun, then you know that this is the 50th anniversary year of Doctor Who. Doctor Who is the longest running science fiction program ever. 50 years. Now, it hasn't been running constantly those 50 years, but it's been around for 50 years, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. In one of the videos that I did, I read off every single companion's real name in order, and I was going to cut it together to be all YouTube-y, kind of do cut shots the way YouTube does. Now, I'm not going to do that here to bore you to tears live on the air. I am, however, going to tell you that while there are only currently 11 men who have played the title role, the Doctor has had, including the current one that's about to be joining the crew, 51 companions. That's a lot of extra people. And that's just the companions. That's not including the monsters, the other villains, the extra cast, the innumerable other people that help make shows like that. So that's 51 people. That's a lot. 51 companions. Makes you wonder. And I, my wife, and Morgan Imperial Van Vegas are currently watching as the Lime Lords every episode of Doctor Who from the start in order. And I believe 2 of our reviews have been out. The An Unearthly Child and the Daleks. Edge of Destruction will be coming out tomorrow, I believe, is when I have it set for release. Without looking at the schedule, I'm just trying to remember. And next week there'll be, basically it'll continue until we hit the new ones, which actually start on Saturday. But I'll continue releasing the old ones until the season break, where we'll wait until our new ones stop, and then we can pick up with the old ones again, because I have quite a few old ones built up specifically for this reason, knowing that we were going to be running into new episodes to review this year and later this year and next year. So basically we are taking off 14 or 15 weeks every year, because that's how many episodes of Doctor Who come out new per year, roughly. And I thought that was a good idea, so that we're not running up to where we're actually at and then running into the problem of, okay, well, now we have to record for this Tuesday because we're going to watch a new one and an old one, and that's just too much. So, and I wanted to impart some other information. I've been watching Doctor Who since the 80s. I believe if I had to take a shot at it, it would be 1987. And I was watching it on PBS. And the small town that I lived in, that was the only place you could watch Doctor Who at the time. And those of my friends who were watching Doctor Who also, and we feared that when one of the friends moved to Tennessee from the small town in North Dakota, that he would not have access to Doctor Who in Tennessee, because we kind of realized that PBS was fairly regional. I haven't heard from him since, so I don't know, but obviously Doctor Who has become sort of a phenomenon, and that's good opinion. That's good in my opinion. The first Doctor that I saw is Peter Davison. The first episode that I saw was Kinda, and it would have been the first of the episodes, so I actually got the Kinda story in whole. I was flipping through channels. I believe at that time it was on Friday nights, and I was flipping through channels, and I came across this weird-looking story with a guy in a tan suit and 3 other people complaining about robots, and I figure, okay, it's a little chintzy, but there's nothing else on, so I'll watch it. Boom! Doctor Who starts. So I was that was my introduction to Doctor Who. My favorite classic Doctor is Colin Baker, so it's Peter Davidson's successor. He was kind of cut short for various reasons, but I liked that actor as the Doctor. And my favorite Doctor overall is David Tennant, because he was entertaining, and I enjoyed it. My favorite monster is the Cybermen. I personally find the Daleks kind of pepper potty and salt shakerish and useless. That can be defeated by a set of stairs. I know that the modern version has made that less of an issue, but I mean, it's. I never find the Daleks scary. So the Cybermen have always been my thing because they've been close to us, and I've liked the way that their story has come out overall. And it's unfortunate that not every Doctor has the Cyberman story. William Hartnell has exactly one. I believe Patrick Troughton has two, maybe three. Pertwee has none, and then from there it's kind of a couple every Doctor. So I mean, I've got every Doctor but Pertwee to see in a Cyberman shot, except unless you include the 5 Doctors. But there will be a 50th anniversary special in November on the 23rd of November, which would be exactly 50 years from when Doctor Who debuted on television. They have said that it will be longer than a 60 or 90-minute show. I'm kind of hoping for a 2 or 3 or 4-parter, maybe a 4-hour special. I'm personally hoping for the modern Doctors, Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, to be in it. I wouldn't mind seeing Paul McGann as a 4th Doctor, so they can call it, hopefully they could call it 4 Doctors, or something like that, but include the other actors who are alive in different roles, like Tom Baker is still alive. He's the oldest of the group. That's the oldest Doctor of the group that's still alive. Peter Davidson, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy. The reason I wouldn't want them playing the Doctor necessarily, well, Peter Davidson could probably still pull it off, but Tom, Colin, and Sylvester, they've not aged well, in my opinion. Now I'm sure they're still great people, and I'm sure they could still pull off the role. But I mean, age tends to change the way you look, especially over a 20-year period, or 20 or 30-year period. So it's I don't know that Tom could pull off the way he used to look, and I don't know that we could accept him as the Doctor in a drastically different look. Someone suggested that they should all play the Doctor, but in timelines where the Doctor never regenerated, so they were allowed to age, which is a neat idea, and I could accept that one too. But we'll see how it goes. But I definitely think it should be a multi-Doctor story, and contain everyone every Doctor that's still alive right now. And because Paul McGann was legitimized in a couple of the David Tennant episodes during his run, even though I've always considered Paul McGann the 8th Doctor, I think that he should be included full bore in the modern Doctor Who, so that those who don't feel that he was an actual Doctor can just shoosh, because it's not how it should go. Well, this has actually run a lot longer than I thought I was going to have, and so I'll save the other topic for a full episode. Next week, there will be an episode. It is April 1st on Monday. So pay attention to the website, because I did something last year on the website, and something may appear this year. Who knows? Maybe I'll just do this show. I don't know yet. It's too early. Too early to worry about that. I wanted to do something for St. Patrick's Day, because obviously I have a thing for green. And I missed the ball because work got kind of hectic, and unfortunately it passed me by before I had a chance to do anything about it. But hopefully in the future I can also hit St. Patrick's Day. Also, I want to thank the missus for joining me online, live. I want to encourage you to tune in next week. Like I said, there will be a show. And if you want to send any feedback, you can send it to officiallimeflavored@gmail.com. You can also just go to limeflavored.com and find all the links to all the social sites like Facebook, Google+, the email, YouTube channel, but if you're watching this after the fact, hopefully you already know where the YouTube channel is. I would appreciate you clicking on any ads to help build revenue, because if I can turn this into like a financial, if I can make this into a money-making prospect here, I can actually get somewhere with putting out scripted content, because I have ideas, and I would like to make full-on movies or short films or little TV spots or whatever you want to call them. I would love to do that. It'd be great. I had promised in the past, and I'll go out with it. I've promised in the past that I would release the Moonlight text on the website, because I wasn't able to produce it as audio like I wanted to, or I haven't had the time to do it. I will be releasing that this week. I'm planning on tomorrow, but I'm just going to say this week. You will be able to read the short story Moonrise. Wow, I messed that up. Moonrise on limeflavor.com this week, hopefully tomorrow, and I would love feedback on that too. Those that have read the unfinished version, which there is now a finished version, obviously, I wouldn't mind them rereading it to see what they got. I can explain everything about the story if you would like it in the future, but basically click on the links, click on the ads, and help me out. If you'd like to send money directly to me, I will absolutely accept it, because like I said, if I can make money, I can put more focus into this. And that would help convince the wife that this is a big business. All right. I will thank you for joining me, and you all have a great night. Woo, yeah, bye.